Hello. Hi, everybody. This is my second talk, so speakers, come on back. Talk about other stuff. Go ahead. My name is Ryan Lane. I'm a therapist with the Howard Center here in town, just down Pine Street. Been doing this kind of work for about 20 years. The name of my talk is Understanding Trauma, the Way of the Superhero. Pause for a dramatic picture to pop up. There it is. Timing is way off. And this has been kind of a lifelong exploration of being fascinated with the work of therapy, fascinated with super nerdy stuff like mythological stories my whole life. And in doing this work, the word client never really settled with me. These people going through this intense stuff and then coming out the other side stronger and wiser, what does that sound like? Why is that so familiar? It's superhero. And superheroes are often seen as these like god and goddess-like figures, these amazing beings. But if you're a huge nerd like me, you know their stories and their backgrounds. And most of them, if not all of them, have seen some serious shit. All of that is based on this notion of the hero's journey. This shows up in myths all throughout time, going all the way back to as long as we've been telling stories, up to and including these modern myths of superheroes and Star Wars, where you have, of all ages, people moving from the known into the unknown, people that are sometimes called to adventure and are sometimes being thrust into the unknown so that they can stand up to the dark forces like myself here. That took a lot of work for me to have the courage to be able to do that. But it starts with something terrible. It starts with something devastating. It starts with this move into the unknown world. This notion that something like trauma, which is an event or series of events which overwhelms our core capacity to cope, results in an experience of personal threat to our safety and integrity of our identity. It can change who we are as people. So there's this notion of moving into the darkness, moving into this scary place that should never happen. And sometimes we have a choice, oftentimes we don't. Oftentimes we're thrust on this adventure. And through these dark experiences, we come to learn a lot about ourselves, and every great superhero has an origin story. Peter Parker, who becomes Spider-Man, Bruce Wayne, who becomes Batman, they watched dear family members die in front of them, which is a great analogy for real life. Martian Manhunter from the Justice League, you, me, Wonder Woman, Superman, we are all of us orphans and exiles, people who have lost a lot, who have lost everything. And so what do we do with all this pain? Trauma recovery. That's continuing along that hero cycle. If you find yourself in hell, keep going. Don't have a seat, don't sit down. Trauma recovery looks like a lot of different things. There it goes. First and foremost, it involves moving towards really scary shit. This is anxiety, this is rage, this is repressed memories. So how do we move forward with this? Well, in every great story, there's always the allies. People who are also struggling in their own ways, who bring their own gifts and their own abilities. The X-Men, the Avengers, the Fellowship of the Ring. These are people who are helping each other and helping themselves continue to move forward. Also, every great story also has a mentor. People who have seen some shit, who have gone through the journey themselves, and are not only handing down the wisdom to somebody who is actively kind of hurting, but they're handing down hope. They're handing down, yes, you can actually move through this stuff. So when you inevitably hit those dark times, when you find out that Vader's your father, you get your hand chopped off, you have that experience that changes you. You come out the other side, still you, but different. You're stronger. You're wiser. You've survived something. You survived the one thing that you were damn sure was going to finish you off, but it didn't. I don't remember what my next slide is. Oh, yes. So if you're in your origin story, look for the allies. If you find yourself in hell, keep going. Your brain wants to recover. There's tons of evidence to back up that. If you engage in recovery, it does actually work. Moving through that pain makes you a superhero. So if something has happened to you, if you find yourself in your origin story right now, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that happened to you. And in a weird way, congratulations, because Gotham needs you. Thank you.